Hey, welcome to the walkthrough of the Mirror Journal. If you've read the blog post, then cool. And if you haven't read the blog post, check the description and follow the link to get some more context. The Mirror Journal is a Notion template and PDF for you to journal every time you're triggered. Each trigger is an opportunity for you to gain some insight on your personal development. What you're going to want to do after signing up is take this template and then to journal every time something triggering happens. There's two versions here, one for ninjas who have learnt how to do this automatically and one which is more like training wheels. The ninja version provides some overview for the training wheels version, and I'll go through that first. High level, what you're going to want to do is think of your triggering story, or actually be in the triggering story or time, and then define the trigger sentence. So figure out exactly what it is that's triggering you, then find 3 reasons for why these types of people trigger you, and then 3 times when you've acted this way, and then identify when you first learnt that that was a triggering and bad behavior. Now, if you don't get why we want to find 3 reasons, then you'll see as I step through the training rules version. See, it's very difficult to see this as an opportunity for growth if we don't slow down our thinking. And if our body just goes into fight, flight, or freeze mode, then we normally jump to very brash conclusions about why this certain behavior is bad or evil. Most of it is because we can't acknowledge or accept or identify that we're also capable of that same triggering behavior. This is the process. The first thing is that you're going to want to identify the trigger story and write about it, but not try to solve it just yet. So an example here is Jose and I were visiting a new restaurant last Saturday. I ordered the salmon. He looked at me funny and exclaimed, "Wow, man, are you really going to eat the animal?" I told him, "Yeah, of course, salmon's really great for my health." He then gave me a 30-minute lecture about how he was vegan and took the moral high ground and told me that I was a murderer and that I was no better than the butchers at the local slaughterhouse. Then he walked out. It made me feel unsafe, frustrated, and defensive. So just capture the story here. Don't try and solve anything yet. Second thing, we're going to want to try and compress the story into a short little trigger sentence, which looks a little something like this. Use this framework. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, just for guidance. Should look like, I hate it when people try to push their strong ideologies on others. Jose was trying to push his vegan ideology on me, and I didn't find that so great. Some other examples are in here. I don't like it when men are being overly boyish and socially insensitive towards women. I don't like it when my boss tries to convince us that his new big ideas are the best course of action. And then I want to take this little sentence here and go into step 3, which is copy and paste your trigger sentence below. I will copy and paste it and then post it below where it says copy and paste your trigger sentence here. Okay, great, let's do that. Nice. Now fill in X, Y, and Z with the reasons that you get triggered. Okay, so I hate it when people try to push their strong ideologies on others because they are so, they're insensitive. And why they take the moral high ground. And Z, they don't listen to other perspectives. Now, if you are wondering why I'm doing this, it's because I'm trying to slow down my thinking. I'm trying to create some mental space to step into Because if I'm jumping to conclusions all the time about why Jose was being an asshole, then I don't get to see the opportunity for growth in myself. Somehow I also need to make Jose's behavior relatable to some inner aspects of myself. So follow along for a little bit longer and you'll see what I mean. So I found 3 reasons for why this was triggering. And I also need to say, I am a person who tries to push their strong ideologies on others. Cool. Now I have a trigger script. I need to read the trigger script out loud a minimum of 3 times. Whispering is also okay. Pay attention to the thoughts and emotions that arise. So now you get to see me kind of float through this and digest how it feels in my body. I hate it when people try to push their strong ideologies on others because they are so insensitive and take the moral high ground and don't listen to other perspectives. It helps if you get very emotionally charged while you're doing this. I am a person who tries to push their strong ideologies on others. I hate it when people try to push their strong ideologies on others because I don't want to acknowledge and accept times when I have been insensitive and take the moral high ground and don't listen to other perspectives. I am a person who tries to push their strong ideologies on others. I hate it when people try to push their strong ideologies on others because I don't want to acknowledge and accept times when I've been insensitive, taking the moral high ground and don't listen to other perspectives. I feel kind of tensing in my body as I say that. Cool, let's take it to question 4, which is to dive into it a bit more and journal about it. When and what do you do that is actually X, Y, and Z? Wow. So here's some examples. A time when I've been insensitive is when I misunderstand my partner. Shit. A time when I've taken the moral high ground is when I've been the only Asian in the room, and as a racial minority, I make bold generalizing claims about the world. A time that I don't listen to others' perspectives is when I try to convince people that improving our technology will solve all the world's problems. So in this way, I'm taking a trigger, I'm creating some mental space, and then I'm actually stepping into that mental space by finding times when I have done something similar to Jose. Jose's not such a bad guy. He's just like me. So step 4 is this kind of motion. 4B is then going back into your history and finding out when this might have started. And then there's some optional but helpful questions. Things like which strategies help you to avoid dealing with the trigger, finding a different course of action that you can take next time you're triggered, and also integrating and growing, which is taking your trigger script and then basically repeating back to yourself what like a better adaptive response would be to these situations. This is the training wheels version. Once you get good at it, take the ninja judo flip version and it becomes kind of a natural mental action that one can take in any triggering situation, whether you're with your boss, you're with your girlfriend, your sister, your mother, your cat. Just judo flip it. I hope this has been helpful and enjoy the practice.